and welcome to another episode of Mr. Puzzle. Today's episode is about a puzzle that, according to its rating, should be incredibly difficult. It's this puzzle here called Chiasma, a level 10 puzzle that was recently released by Puzzle Master Canada. The puzzle was designed by Yavuz Demirhan from Turkey. Originally it was a wooden version from Pelican, and also Yavuz is making his own puzzles and releasing them in his Etsy shop from time to time. I think I also reviewed some of them, or at least one. It was the Quadro packing puzzle some time ago, and he usually comes up with some pretty cool designs which are usually made from wood. For example, to show you, this is one of his designs made also by him. The task here is to disassemble and reassemble all these pieces. So for example, in this one, this complete block is assembled out of these pieces here. I never took it apart, to be honest. It's just in my cabinet here, waiting for getting reviewed. So if you would like to see a puzzle like this one, just let me know in the comments and I will try to make it happen. And also another design from him which looks very spectacular is this puzzle here, also kind of a burr puzzle. All these parts are interlocking. You can disassemble it, can reassemble it again in two different shapes, by the way. And these parts, as you can see here, they are pretty cool, pretty loose parts actually, but if you put them together in the right way, they are interlocking, getting in a stable condition. And as soon as I take out the first pieces, everything comes apart, but getting it back together is probably very tricky. If you would like to see this puzzle in the future, let me know in the comments. But today, as already announced, is about the Chiasma. This puzzle is not made out of wood, it's a metal version made out of aluminum in Canada, and I think this is made by a stamping tool. You can see some marks here inside, so this looks like it was punched. So this is their first puzzle from their new high quality puzzle series. Anodized aluminum, black and silver. And after spoiler break, I'm gonna give it a try to get these four parts apart and put them back together. Okay, so let's just first get a little bit familiar with it. What I try to shift something to the outside over here to use these areas here because they are probably key. Hard to say what I'm trying to do here actually. So each piece has one exit, okay? So each piece has one exit like this, and you can already see on where you would need to move the parts to get disconnected. So for example, these two pieces, they can only be disconnected if I move this piece out here to the top, because this has a cutout down here, this down here, so I can only move it to the top. And now what I try now is to put this in a position here, this piece, to get it below this cutout. The problem I have is that I would need to shift it one step over here, and this is currently blocked by this piece. Here we go. So I'm one step up now. If I now able to shift this one back. So what I try now is to put this cutout over here, that it can shift over here together with this piece. By the way, the name Chiasma, it comes from the letter Chi, the Greek letter Chi, which looks like an X and means something like Chiasma means like it's a cross or a crossing, which is a pretty creative name here for this puzzle. Didn't know this word before. Maneuver these two now both to the outside. Move the other parts also to the outside. I don't know, just an idea. Every time you think you are shortly before getting one piece out, it's blocked by one simple feature remaining. You see? These two here. But this is blocked by this piece right now. And maybe I can get this one over here. No. Oh, here we go, but I'm not sure if this is a regular move. So I can actually twist it out in several ways. I can twist it out in this direction over here, like so, if I orientate it right, but I can also twist it out in this direction. There are so many different twisting moves right now possible that I think this might be correct. Unfortunately, it does not come with any instructions telling me that twisting is allowed or not allowed. Okay, so since I can twist it out in so many different ways, I consider that this move, because it's also pretty obvious, is part of the puzzle. I hope so, at least. Which enables me then to take this piece out. Here we go. Quite quick, I think, for a level 10, if I make it right. If you own this puzzle, or if you know any more details about this puzzle, please let me know if these twisting moves are intended or if I just made a mistake and just find a workaround how to solve it. Then we disconnect these two pieces here. Need to remember how I connected them to not mess them up. This is number 4 and 2 and 1 and 3. Now let's just get these two apart. Here we go. And also these two. Here we go. So, puzzle solved. And since it took me much less time than expected, I will also give it a try and try to reassemble the puzzle, which will be probably much more tricky. And if you now look at the single parts, we can also see that these two are exactly the same. Okay, and if you just stack them, we can see that these pieces are 4 identical pieces, which is pretty cool, and also requires 1 tool, so this makes the production much easier and cheaper. Okay, so now comes the hard part, putting them back together, and I remember, and this is important, that these two have been connected, the 3 and the number 1, and this is why I marked them to make it a little bit easier in the end. So, and they were connected in this way, that I could see both stickers here on the bottom side. So I think they have been connected like this. And then there is also the number 2 and number 4, and they have been connected like so, if I remember right. But I cannot remember if these pieces have been like so connected or like so. I will just try this now, I don't know, randomly to connect them like so. Shift them back in. This is gonna be a hard one, I think, because I remember that I shifted apart the black and the silver one at the same time. Let's see. This might work. And twist it over here. And then twist it again. Upright, and at this point shift them together like here. I think that's it. It works so well, this must be right. And now let's try to get it back together again. The orientation seems to be also right of the pieces, so this is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. This looks all good. I just need to get them back into the initial condition. Here we go! That's it! That's it! So this was pretty easy. I'm still not sure if I did it the right way, so if you know if I did a mistake or not with twisting the pieces, let me know. No instruction means no rules, therefore I consider I solved it. At least I solved in the way it's possible. The reassembly actually happened much quicker and easier than I thought. Took me maybe around, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. And it's back in the initial condition. Regarding the difficulty, I would not rate this with a 5 out of a maximum or 5 on my personal difficulty rating scale. But I think it deserves a 4 out of a maximum of 5, because it can get you in serious trouble if you do not remember on how to put the pieces back together, which pieces to connect first, and then how to twist it. This was the key during the assembly, and it went in this case very well. I'm not sure if I can make it a second time, but for this video it went all good. So interesting puzzle, definitely recommendable. Link in the video description if you're interested to buy a copy of this puzzle. Put your comments in the video description about this puzzle, about this review. And if you would like to see one of these two here, these beasts in the future, made and designed also by Yavuz Demirhan. And until next time, keep on puzzling!